I got TBC real good.
All right, good Friday morning. Today's Friday, believe it or not, September 1st, 2023. It's Labor Day weekend here in Springfield, Missouri. So it means this is the unofficial end to summer. It was great while it lasted, and just a few short hours, days, weeks, whatever the case may be, we'll have in-depth conversations about what's going on from a weather standpoint in various parts of the country. But it was a fantastic summer. I enjoyed it. Hopefully, Dave White, you enjoyed it. But it unceremoniously will come to an end. But we're going to send it out with a bang, because this is a fantastic weekend at Prime. We did the prelims, the Salt Lake City. We did the prelim in Pittston, Pennsylvania. This weekend is the whole big shebang, right?
It's a real deal right here.
The real deal. Hundreds of close friends and family will gather here at the terminal here in Springfield, Missouri. We'll venture over to the pad tonight for the truck driving championship, and on tomorrow we'll be over at the convention center to have the granddaddy of them all, the Prime Picnic. So good morning, everybody. Great to see you guys here in Springfield, Missouri. All right. We won't have our outside terminals today, but of course we are live across the socials. We are live on YouTube, live on Facebook, and live on LinkedIn. So if you are not following us at this point, please click the like and subscribe, and you'll get notifications when we post content. I've been tuning in, and I'm not really big on Facebook, but I usually tune in to Jamie Miller's, coolest truck on the yard. I love seeing those, and I know some of you folks have been featured in that deal. But it's just so much going on here at Prime, so many good and fun things. We'll talk about a little bit of safety today. We actually have a pretty jam-packed meeting, because we know there'll be so many folks here today. But, the most important thing for today and this weekend, of course, is always going to be making sure that you're as safe as possible. But this is kind of like a family reunion. It's a celebration of the culture here at Prime. It's a big thank you from the leadership to all of our drivers, to all of our in-house associates, to everybody that's involved under the umbrella. So let's kick this thing off. Let's have a good time. Of course, as always, at all of our locations, breakfast is free this morning. So you probably won't see John Blanchett over here too much this morning. He's got a big weekend going.
Well, he's back there serving. When I was over there,
serving
food.
So everything you eat this morning, everything you eat tonight at the truck driving championship, those crab legs that I'm going to be first in line for tomorrow, that's him and his staff. So let's give them a huge round of applause for getting us taken care of all weekend long. All right. I don't see a ton of neon vests. I see a few. Do we have any new folks with us today? Any new drivers?
Got one over here, Dennis. Anybody else?
Anybody else? Any new drivers? If you would, just stand up for just a second. Give us an opportunity to welcome you to the company. Thank you guys so much. For a long time, we've been kind of purposely cutting back on the recruiting, being real selective of who we've been bringing in here lately. You've heard me say this probably ad nauseum. This is a destination company. We want the best of the best. We don't want just anybody off the street, and that's proven to be successful. We've revved it up a little bit here. So thank you guys so much for coming in. I also want to say, and there's probably a ton of veterans here today, our veteran drivers that have been with us for a long time. So I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. So anybody that's, because we just had our 10-year dinner, any of our operators that have been with us for 10 years or more, if you would just stand here for just a second. Let's give these folks a round of applause. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for your continued dedication, your loyalty, your safety. Folks that hadn't quite been here 10 years, welcome home. We love you too. But, we just came out of the season where we did our 10-year celebration. So I want to make sure we paid a little bit of special homage. So Didn't introduce myself. My name's Dennis Davis. I work in the safety department. We're located in the Z building, right in the center of the room, right next to the pillars, ground level. Don't ever hesitate to stop by the safety department. We're a pretty friendly bunch. We like to have fun at work, just like everybody else. We don't promise to have all the answers to the questions you have, but we can figure out some talented person inside of the building that can get you taken care of. So with me this morning is Dave White. Good morning, Dave.
Morning, Dennis. You ready for tonight, buddy?
Hey, man, it's going to be a long day, but it's going to be exciting.
It'll be a real long day and night, but that's okay. It's one time a year. We have a lot of fun.
All right. I know we'll bring some folks up here to talk about exactly what's going on tonight, but, you know, we got a little bit of a late start, but that's okay. Let's jump right into the numbers.
We'll do that right now. Let's look at our inspections. This past week, we had 138 inspections. 90 of those were clean, so 65% clean rate. Good job. Yeah, good job. Paid out, Robert paid out $8,750 to all the clean inspections. So remember, if you get those inspections, please get them into us as soon as possible. Even if they have violations, you know, the ones with violations, we got to sign off on them and send them back to the state. If we don't sign off on them, then the state contacts us and they say, hey, where's this inspection at? And then we got to go down that road. So get those into us, especially the clean ones, because if you don't turn in a clean inspection, you don't get paid on it. So, yeah, it's important. But, you know, this morning, our citations department put out some interesting information to us in safety, and they looked at all the tickets for the month of August compared to the month of July. What do you all think our number one ticket is here at Prime? Citation, that is. No, it's not seatbelts. It's not phones. It's parking. Parking is our top citation getter. You know, in August, we had 39 tickets issued for parking compared to July, which was 40. So we didn't drop very far. So heads up on that, man. When you're parking your truck and trailer, make sure you have authority to park it wherever you're leaving it at. You know, and make sure it's safe. We're going to get Security Bill up here in a minute. He's going to talk about security, but, you know, when you park your truck, you got to have permission. You just can't leave it at a Walmart and walk away. Go inside and talk to the manager, get the manager's name, or assistant manager gives you authorization so you have their name that you can legally park it there. And, you know, in case you do get a ticket later on, then you got something to fight with. You got something to go back on them for. So, you know, citations, we're just paying out money to cities and municipalities and states that serve no, you know, just wasting your money to them. So that's why these numbers are extremely important. Our number two violation is overweights. We had 22 in August compared to 29 in July. So we did drop 7, did pretty good there. And number 3 is speeding. We had 7 speeding citations in August compared to 18 in July. So we got better overall. So, but yeah, let's keep pushing those numbers down. And citations, you don't want to be paying out money. There's no use to that, Dennis. So,
you know, it's hard enough to come across a buck these days, you know, and Lucky will probably come up here and talk a little bit about that. But, you know, we got no interest in any operator just handing over dollars to these local municipalities. You know, as Dave talked about parking, you know, we always want to mention, one, we know and understand that parking a big truck and finding available parking for a big truck is, you know, in a lot of places virtually impossible. So, you know, some of the times that we see trucks parked on a exit ramp or on ramp, or trucks parked on the shoulder of a highway or interstate, you know, it makes me cringe every time I see it because I know what the potential outcome could be, you know, the least of which is a citation. There's some things that could be catastrophically worse involved in that. But, you know, with that being said, you know, if we don't have any place to park, you know, sometimes we got to do things that we know we're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah, and let's, you know, stay away from parking on shoulders, like Dennis said. You know, Don Lacey, my old boss and our old-time safety director that was here a few years ago, had a saying, when you're parked on a shoulder, you're a sitting duck. Meaning that just giving a reason for somebody to run into the back of you. And when that happens, you know, those are, you know, accidents that can be hard to defend because legally you can only be sitting parked on a shoulder on the highway or an exit ramp as if your truck's broke down or you're broke down, meaning you physically cannot operate, you're sick, whatever it may be. So, you know, stay away from parking on shoulders, parking on ramps. It's extremely dangerous. Also, Dennis, we're in a holiday weekend, getting ready to ramp it up. Enforcement is out. I can tell you just on the way in on I-44, my little stretch I drove, I saw 2 highway patrolmen in the median watching speeds. And matter of fact, the guy behind me ended up getting clipped. Luckily, he was a 4-wheeler, but he was coming up behind me pretty hot, and I saw him, the highway patrolman pulled out right up behind him and hit his lights, and he's pulling him over. So, be aware of that. Holiday weekends.
Are you sure he wasn't clocking you?
No, wasn't.
fast were
Well,
you
he
going?
probably was. Hopefully, my speed was down.
I did get a text message from you this morning that said,
I was kind of coming in a little hot here.
Yeah, so that kind of makes me think, did you have a phone in your hand?
No, I didn't. But you know what? These gates are nice, Dennis. Once you it makes it a little bit tougher for, No.
We're all human. We make mistakes, and as we talk about the citations part, we've got 2 folks in our citations department that do a fabulous job. 2 citations, folks, for some 8,000 plus drivers. We absolutely run lean here, but they do provide a fantastic service to our driver base. You see the advertisements about, hey, you can pay this, X amount of dollars per month and you'll be covered all over the country whenever you get a ticket, and we have drivers that do subscribe to these, prepaid legal type situations. But essentially, just because you're a part of our team here, we offer those services for, I won't call them free, but they're wrapped up in the cost of your lease or of your company driver. It's a benefit that's offered to you.
And just don't pay those tickets, because that can affect your CDL and your driving privilege. And just don't go out and try to pay them and keep it under the cover, because we do have a monitoring service that monitors our MVRs for all of our drivers. And you don't want to get caught up into paying something and all of a sudden your CDL gets suspended, and your CDL suspended does us no good and does you no good for driving. So, get those in. Even if you did something wrong in your personal vehicle, let us know. Citations, they got a number of great attorneys nationwide that if you want to fight it and want to contest it, maybe get it dismissed or get it at least reduced to something different. We can sometimes have success at that too. So, but you got to let us know. If you go out and pay them, you're not letting us know, and it goes right on your MVR and it can affect your driving privilege. So keep that in mind.
All right, let's keep it rolling. What do we got going on tonight?
Let's bring up Stan Casterkey. We got our truck driving championships. We also have Pride and Polish, Dennis. We didn't really mention that too much, but Pride and Polish, I know yesterday, Pam Linhart handles our Pride and Polish. She'll be out there with us this afternoon. And yesterday she had 11 trucks signed up. Hopefully we'll have more by this afternoon signed up. But if you're coming out to participate in Pride and Polish, get your truck ready. 3 o'clock, I think she said she'll be out there, so she'd like to have the trucks arrive out there at 3. Then, Stan, this is your part, truck driving championships. I'm just going to sit back and watch.
We'll do a woo-woo, right? Yeah, there you go. So here's what my challenge would be to you this year. We have all these veterans. If you've competed in the competition, the prime competition before, stand up.
Wow.
So you see all these folks. Some of these folks have been to state. Now we have some of them. There's Roy. Yeah, there we go. We got Scott Fisher. So some of these folks competed in the Salt Lake City State Championship. You can be seated. Thank you. This last year, and went to state for Utah. So we're excited about that. But my challenge to you is, if you have a CDL, if you're driving here at Prime, if you're a driver at Prime, you have a Class A CDL, let's give these folks some competition.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? I want to see you out there.
That's
I want to
right.
see you out there tonight. I want to see you driving that course. It's okay. If you don't feel comfortable with it, it's okay. We got to get your feet wet, okay? We're going to have a big time. We're going to, all of the backing maneuvers all of the maneuvers are backing this year.
They are. We're going to have a serpentine back. I think
Yeah.
that'd be awesome. See how these guys can do. Dwayne's just sitting there looking at us.
We're definitely going to have a big time tonight. I so appreciate each one of you. I like the competition, but really the camaraderie that we have and the team building that we have through this competition is so awesome. We got Trish Brewer. I saw Trish walk through a little bit ago. We have so many people that are spending so much time to make this happen. And we appreciate each one of you and want to see you out there and see you involved this evening.
Yeah, and especially a big shout out to all of our volunteers that are going to be out there. We got a lot of operations people, sales is going to be out there, maintenance, you name it, from all orientation departments. It's amazing how many volunteers signed up to be out there and to be able to judge or just help out. So if you see them out there on the training pad tonight or later on this afternoon, tell them thank you. Means a lot to them. And hopefully they tell you thank you too for participating, because that's what this is all about, man. This is a family atmosphere. That's what we love. That's what I love about this company. We do a lot of family events. This is probably one of our bigger ones right here at TDC, along with the picnic.
Definitely.
On Saturday, and it's a good time. Bring your kids, and your kids can watch. I think this year out there, Clayton's got some bounce houses set up. So if you do have some younger children, just going to caution you, make sure they stay off the pad, stay off the course. We can't have kids out there running around when somebody's trying to drive a truck and score some points on these obstacles. So, but once again, we got good music, good food. John Blanton and all of his staff. Big shout out to MHC Carrier and Andy Bell. A lot of our vendors are back here. Andy, thank you very much. They sponsored the trophies this year. They cut the check, and believe me, it's well over $1,000 worth of trophies they did. And very nice of them to step up, and thank all of our sponsors too, man. Give them a big round of applause. Yeah. All these prizes you're going to see at the bingo, man. You're going to have all Yeti coolers, Yeti cups. And I know Dennis will be out there trying to play it and try to probably somehow win another Yeti cooler. So he can, he's all about Yetis. So, but no. But yeah, it's all for fun. And we have a good time about it. So, hopefully everybody does as well. If you got any questions, concerns, Stan and I will be out there setting up the course here in a little bit. We'll start. And
now you can't come out and look at the course as we're setting it up. Okay. We'll run you off if you try to do that. Keith?
These veterans were wanting to know what happens after this competition if they score well. What happens to them then?
What happens to them?
Yeah, is there something that do they go on to compete somewhere else or what?
So they'll go to, they do. So they get to go to states. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. So we'll take probably in this next year, we're going to compete in Utah again, just like we did this last year. So Utah, give a round of applause, Utah. So we're going to have Utah and Missouri, and they finished in the top 20, 25. We'll see. And as long as you qualify to go to state, because there's a qualification requirement as well, meaning that you've worked at Prime for the last 11 out of the 12 months, and you don't have any preventable accidents. Non-preventables have been taken away by the ATA. That's right. So if you do have a non-preventable, it doesn't disqualify you, which is great. But you still have no preventables, and you'll be asked to go to state and represent Prime. You get to pick either Utah or Missouri, and we'll take about 15 again. I think next year, looking out. Now I'm just forecasting. We'll see how everything goes, but 15 for Missouri again, probably another 10 for Utah. And we're successful, very successful in Utah this last year. And hopefully our Missouri drivers will bring it back around, and we'll have representation at nationals by both states and by the same company, Prime.
Awesome.
So it'd be great.
Definitely.
So,
okay.
Are you ready to go?
I'm ready. I'm going to get out there. I got the water pack. I got water on ice. And so.
Good deal. I'll be out there about 2 o'clock. You have it done?
Oh, you're going to be early, huh? Oh, awesome. Okay. Thanks.
Thanks, Stan. Appreciate it. All right. You want to come out and help Dennis?
I'll be there. So a couple important things for folks that'll be out there tonight. Just make sure you have comfortable shoes. About 5 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock. The sun's coming down in the west. Sunglasses, hat. This is for all our volunteers too. Make sure folks that are working the stations that you got some hydration out there. Get your bottle of water or some type of container to make sure you're taken care of. Also tonight, the Pride and Polish, they'll be parked basically right at the entrance of the pad. Get your folks that want to enter, get your vehicle shined up, make it look good. Those fancy lights, whatever you got, show us those, coolest truck on the yard type situations. And there'll be I think it's the first, second, and third in the People's Choice. So,
and everybody gets to vote on the People's Choice. The first, second, and third, we have independent judges that will go through the trucks and look at them and score them accordingly. But the People's Choice, that's up to all of us. We can go over there and vote once for it, whatever truck you think is the top, And we'll award it tomorrow at noon. We'll have Steve and Robert there up on stage with us, along with you, and we'll be handing out trophies, and we'll see who wins.
So it is not just about competition. This is about fun. So folks, bring your families, bring your kids. You know, Connie told me there's so many toys, you know, to give away to the kids. You know, my kid will be there tomorrow morning. We've got the 5K run walk. You know, my family's going to be there. It turns out I got an appointment in the morning that I'm not available for that portion, but I'll be at the picnic later on after that.
Appointment. Okay, we'll go with that. Yeah.
Go with that. Speaking of 5K run walk, let's take some steps. You know, let's get our driver health and fitness folks up here.
Got Rachel and Colby.
All right.
You got an appointment, huh? Yeah, well, we'll talk about that. So, hey, everybody, good morning. My name's Colby. I'm the driver health and fitness department. This is Rachel, our
Good
dietitian.
morning.
I was just going to have Rachel kind of fill you guys in on our summer stride we've talked about before, which is our driver versus in-house. So, Rachel, you want to fill them in real quick on that?
Yes, so Summer Stride Challenge is just a challenge between drivers and in-house to reach all of the miles that Prime covers across the U.S. So right now, drivers are winning. You guys, collectively have got a lot of miles logged. And the way that you can log those, if you'd like to, participate in this, is you go to your Prime app and you go to on-site services. And then, thank you, Brianna. And then you just click on that little square right there that says driver option. And you just put in your name, your driver code, and how many miles you had for that day or week or month, whatever you want to do. Has anyone in here logged their miles on this? Okay.
There we go.
Anyone want to let everyone know, if it's hard, if it's easy, kind of what the process is like?
It's actually really simply just go and put in your name, your driver code, how many miles you've done, and then a screenshot of however you're tracking it. And you submit that and it gets tallied up by you guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Thomas.
Yeah, perfect. And you're right, because you don't the screen. If you find the difficult part is the screenshot, you don't even have to. We just like to see if possible. So you're right. You don't have to do that even. So that's why we like the screenshots. So for that reason. But yes, I love it. So one other thing too is we were just talking about, and Dennis just said we'll be at the picnic tomorrow. We'll actually have a truck out there in the picnic in the middle of it. So we'll have a couple things. We'll show some exercises and stretches out front, how to work and navigate through your truck. If you have questions, Rachel and myself will also be there too, kind of showing some, we're going to show recipes, right? A couple things.
Yeah, we're going to have some samples too. We're going to have some edible protein cookie dough. So
Yeah, so we'll have some
Check it
things
out.
just to navigate through it. And as always, our department, we're here to help however we can. So if you got something you want to talk about, health, nutrition, fitness, mental health, we're here to help any way we can. So we'll see you guys out there tomorrow. Okay? Yeah, we got a question over here. Sure. What? Oh, that's right. Yes, thank you.
Where's that gonna be held at again?
Yeah, at the picnic?
The run walk.
Yeah, thank you. You're right. So our 5K one walk will take off from the front of the Millennium here in the morning at 8 a.m. So, yep, if you go to our website, you can register. Also,
it's the link is in your Prime app. So the last message from Driver Health and Fitness should have that link to register.
and we can send it
I
again.
was able to sign up when I just came out.
You can do that too. You
Yeah,
can sign up
let's
when
do
you
that.
get there. You betcha. So we'll have a 1 mile and a 5K course. It's a little bit different, but I think this 5K kind of goes around so you can kind of see all of Prime. It's kind of neat. So we'll have some fun, but we'll be here in the morning.
I
So
did it last year. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. love it. Love it. We'll see you there. Okay? You bet.
All right. Thanks,
You
guys.
too, Dennis. We'll see you there.
Still got that appointment.
Hey, one thing I did forget, Dennis, the truck driving championships, all the drivers, you can show up at 4:00 or after. 5:30, we're going to do the walkthrough. I would like to wait until our volunteers get out there. So when we do the course walkthrough, they can hear what needs to be judged on and what they can do. They're going to be told anyway, but just to reiterate to them. So we'll keep everything consistent. But yeah, 4:00 for the drivers out on the pad. So.
All right, let's keep it rolling. We've got a vendor here with us. We've got someone along here from our company store. Looks like she's come bearing gifts. So this could be, she got shoes?
You got shoes?
All right. Well, let's do it.
Who wants to be my model?
Dennis, man, you're modeling.
All right, you're gonna model.
This is like The Price is Right.
Yeah.
And RIP Bob Barker too, man. I lived to be 99.
Good morning. So today, even though it is still slightly warm here in Springfield, we are going to do everything winter, from auto socks to just little things to keep you a little prepared while we're out there on the road. To start with auto socks, today is September 1st. So that means chain laws are starting to take effect. These substitute chains, they do just as well. If you take care of them, they're going to last you a long time. You can wash and dry these after you use them. Lightweight, maybe 3 pounds. You need like 3 to 4 sets depending on the state, and you'll be good to roll. Super singles and duals are available at all 3 locations. We also, something a lot of people don't realize they may need or don't think about, you can slip and slide out there on the pavement as you're going. We have ice tracks. They just fit right over your shoes from women's sizes to men's and boots. They fit comfortably and you can walk safely without slipping and sliding. And I got some of those to give away for y'all too. And what Dennis is modeling for me, a few weeks ago, we talked about something you may not know we have in the store, is a 6-in-1 rain jacket. It is pretty nice. It's good for all weathers, rain, snow, light breeze. As you can see here, Dennis can just unzip both sides from the inside. He can take this off. And also here, you can unzip this sleeve and it turns into a vest. The hood comes on and off. It's reflective to keep an extra line of safety for you while you're out there on the road. I think Dennis just needs to keep this one for himself. He can model it tonight.
Yeah, he can wear it tonight out on the, yeah, there we go, right there.
Right? And then also we got everything from your window scrapers and everything. Keep you safe if you haven't thought of it. Anything else that y'all think you could use during winter that we do not already have, please stop by the store, talk to myself, talk to Tiffany, and we'll definitely look into it and get it in the store. And to go with Pride and Polish, if you need some extra cleaning supplies, we have that in all 3 locations as well.
Hey, Summer, if you, just a comment about those ice spikes, I think those things are less than $15. And I'm going to tell you guys, those are amazing. I couldn't believe how much grip those things give you in snow or ice. It is just crazy. And so I've kind of started just buying those things and giving them away for gifts. I mean, we live on a real steep hill and it's crazy how much those really help.
Yes,
So just a quick
really
plug
do.
for you.
Yes, thank
Plus,
you.
well, it's kind of nice also that you're kind of giving Dennis the opportunity there to model that deal. Cause you know, Dennis, by the way, I can't make it tomorrow either to that run walk thing. Cause I also have an appointment with the eye doctor. I can't see myself walking 3.2 miles either. So you and I are kind of both the same thing there. Doctor's appointments. Yeah.
So are you giving any of this stuff away?
I will give the
All right.
instructions.
So,
I got small, medium, and large, extra large.
all right. So what are we doing to give them away?
What do you got, a question, Summer? I think one of them was on the states with chains. So wasn't one like, what's the first state to start?
Yes, what's the first state?
Not Oregon, it's Colorado. So who said that first? Was that you doing or Roy? Okay, here you go. Let's give Roy what do you want, Roy? We'll give you a choice. Spikes? Yeah, Roy or Renee, which one's gonna get them? Yeah, you may have to take them down and get a different size, but yeah, feel free. Thank you, good job. All right, this next question I'm gonna put out is just for the new people coming in, the PSD, and this is pretty basic, so I don't wanna know you guys to holler it out, please. Hold on to your answers. How many red triangles do you need inside your truck? Got 3 over here, bingo, right there. What would you like, man? Would you like the spikes or would you like the ice scraper? Scraper, all right. Dennis, you got one question, one more?
We need one more question. All right. So, we talked earlier about parking on the side of the road. Let's say, like Dave talked about, there is an emergency with you or there is an emergency with the equipment. And this is kind of a trick question. And I'm going to kind of help you guys out. All right. How long per regulations do you have? 0. So let me finish. Okay. Per the regulations, when are you supposed to get your triangles out? And for you folks that are answering 10 minutes, that's not the correct answer. Who said 0? Come on up here. The answer is ASAP. Good job, buddy. Now it's or maximum 10 minutes. The answer is ASAP. So you folks that for whatever reason need to get pulled over to the side of the road, if there's an emergency with the equipment, Make sure you do it safely. Don't jump out in interstate traffic, but get those triangles out appropriately ASAP. All right. So we got anything else? We giving anything else away?
Yes. But just so you know, all these things are available on the primeinkstore.com out of Salt Lake City. So, primeinkstore.com, and the store hours, Springfield and Pittston, are Monday through Friday, 7 to 7, Saturday, 9 to 5, and Sunday, 9 to 3. Salt Lake City is limited on hours right now. It'll be Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, until we fill our second position. And if you know anybody in the Salt Lake City area that you would love to see or is fabulous, send in an application.
All right, and I noticed too that you started to get long sleeve shirts and all that in down there. So they're getting ready for the fall, which was today. There's a little hint of fall in the air this morning out there. So it's coming. So yeah, they're going to have all the coats and shirts and all that ready to go for the fall and winter dance. So,
let's give somebody a round of applause. It's not easy to get up here. I was real nervous when she said, "Hey, can you model this?" I just knew that was going to be like a medium. I'm like, "Oh man!"
You kind of act like you were on The Price is Right.
Man, I just knew it was going to be fat guy in a little coat. I was like, "Oh man!" But all right, hey, we are still jam packed. We got the back half coming. What we got next?
We got from accident claims. We got Mr. Kevin French, one of our accident adjusters.
So we're trying to approach it from every angle. We want to make sure we take care of you, the driver, or driver health and fitness. We talked a little bit about safety, but there's some situations where, we're going to get involved in a situation where we do have an accident, and hopefully no one's hurt. But we brought Kevin up here, and Kevin, we talked about brevity, making sure it is short, but we want you to make sure we talk a little bit about what happens when we do get involved in an accident and what services that we as a company provide for you.
All right. Thank you, Dennis. That was a wonderful introduction there. And he's right. We don't like talking about accidents, but things happen, whether they're your fault, whether they're somebody else's fault, but we need to be able to move forward. We have 3 adjusters who handle strictly property damage claims. In other words, if it's just your truck or somebody else's truck. So it's myself, Ruthie, and Stacy. So we handle those, and then we also have Cammie, who handles injury claims. So one of the most important things to think about in an accident afterwards is taking pictures. I had an excellent example of how that can be beneficial this week. As a matter of fact, I had a driver who had been involved in an accident. One of the other parties involved, their attorney called because they were claiming injuries, and they were saying that we had rear-ended them. Well, our driver's version was that a third car hit him, spun out of control, and then hit this other car. And he had taken pictures at the scene of the accident, one with the other party's bumper still in his truck on the deer guard. So we were able to just use pictures to say, that's not how it happened. So pictures can be a very easy way of proving a point. What damage has occurred? A lot of drivers will say, well, there wasn't any damage, so I didn't take any pictures. That is the complete wrong answer. You want to take photos of any time there's an accident, especially if there's no damage, so you can prove that you didn't cause any damage to somebody else's vehicle or something like that. That's critical. The more information we have to defend you, the easier it is that we can defend you. And like Dennis had said earlier, I believe it was Dennis, it's hard to come across $1 now, so you don't want to leave money on the table like that. Now, when an accident happens, we'll start an investigation. Safety contacts the drivers. They take down the facts. And then it comes to the accident claims. We then review all your information, and then typically we have to charge the deductibles. Now, this is something that everybody hates to hear about, but think about it this way. The deductibles are there to limit your exposure as a driver. It keeps your costs at a minimum, okay? Now, just because we charge a deductible, especially on disputed claims, doesn't mean that we've agreed to pay for anything. It's just part of the investigative process, okay? We have to show that we're taking any and all claims legibly. Now, what'll happen is if we end up paying on a claim, then we've already charged the deductible and you've got it already taken care of. We charge them when the accidents happen, so that way you know when this charge is coming, not 2 or 3 months down the road and get hit with a surprise of something coming out of your check that you weren't expecting. You know, you're planning a vacation and all of a sudden you're short some money because of an accident that happened 3 or 4 months ago. This way, we charge it when it happens, so that way you get it. There are 3 different deductibles that can apply from our standpoint. There's the tractor deductible, which is damage to your tractor, which is $1,000. There's damage to the trailer, which is $500, and then the liability one, which is more what I deal with, when that's to pay for somebody else's damages. Okay? In any of these cases, if the damages are less than the deductible, you get that difference refunded back to you. Okay? So the deductibles represent the maximum amount that you would have to pay out. Now, every state has what they call a statute of limitations, which allows other people a certain length of time to present their claim. And we have to honor those. Most states, it's 2 to 3 years. I know that's a long time and it's frustrating. And believe me, I deal with this on a daily basis. So I get it. But we have to obey the law. And so what we do to help with that is every month we go through and look at the old statutes that have expired and refund those drivers those deductibles if they haven't been charged or paid out or anything like that. So you do get your money back. It may be a while, but you will get it back if we haven't paid something out on the claim. So that's one of the biggest things that I would like to stress to drivers is that it's not an admission of guilt if you get charged a deductible. It's just part of the process. And then we deal with the other parties. We have to let them present their information. If we deny the claim, you get the money back immediately. If we end up paying the claim, it's paid and we deal with it then. And if we don't ever hear from them, we have to wait till the statute ends and then we refund your deductible at that point. I know that's kind of a wham bam, thank you ma'am, but that's how claims works.
It's not how I would have put it, but okay.
You're much more eloquent than I am, Dennis.
But, you know, really, Kevin, do we have a question?
Kevin, in Missouri, isn't that statute 5 years?
It is. Like I said, every state has a little bit. The worst state to get involved in an accident is Rhode Island. Theirs is 10. The best, ironically, is Louisiana because it's only a year. But like I said, most states average about 2 to 3 years for the statute of limitations.
Well, good deal. So Kevin and his team, you know, you talked about Cammie doing injury accidents, Stacy and Ruthie, and Kevin, of course. You know, they're always here to help. You know, I know sometimes, you know, those folks that are hitting the button to charge a deductible may seem like adversaries, but I can tell you that these folks are fighting for every single dime, every single opportunity for prime drivers. And we just want to say thank you for that.
Well, you're welcome, man.
All right. Thanks,
Be safe out there.
All right.
Good job.
You know, the only folks that are a little bit more busy on holiday weekends than truck drivers are thieves.
There you go.
You know, of course, anytime there's a struggle in the economy, thieves are they're lazy because they want to take what you have gotten and be easy on themselves and just steal. But we want to make sure that we protect ourselves. We want to make sure that you protect yourselves. So we're going to ask Security Bill to come on up. I always pronounce his last name wrong, so you see how I skated around that.
Good job, Dennis.
Thank you.
So yeah, thank Dennis for that introduction. You know, happy holiday to everybody in here today. You know, we're going into Labor Day weekend, and of course, as Dennis just said, you're going home or you're going to be here, but the thieves are all coming out. This happens to be the second highest weekend of thefts. The first one happens to be Memorial Day weekend, so I can see it a little bit later as the year goes on. But with that being said, I think we said earlier, you know, you get permission to park at a Walmart. Guys, a Walmart is not a safe location to park at if you're going home. I mean, just this past week, we've had a couple trucks parked in front of receivers on the street in Philadelphia, and their trailers got broken while they were parked in front of the receivers. So it doesn't even mean that you're going home and even abandoning your truck or leaving your truck somewhere. The thieves will take whatever opportunity they have while you're stopped to break in. So look, if you're going to go home, get with your fleet manager, get with security, and find a safe and secure location to go to. That would probably be inside a fenced area. You know, we got a lot of drop yards out there we can go to, that we utilize. And at this time of year, we can actually get with the owners and they'll provide us with extra spaces that we can fill up even more than what we're required to. So by all means, please do that. And as Dennis said, the economy's getting bad and they're looking for every opportunity. But what did we just have this last week down in Florida? Hurricane. So if you're a flatbed driver, I'm going to tell you right now, every fall, it's like clockwork. They steal the asphalt shingles off of a flatbed trailer. They'll steal the whole trailer and steal the asphalt shingles. And I can guarantee you within the next week, and Robert doesn't want to hear this, we're going to have a flatbed that's been dropped somewhere. The driver's gone off with his tractor and he comes back to pick it up at the truck stop and it's gone. And they're going to have taken those shingles and they're taking them right down to Florida and they're going to be on somebody's roof in the next couple of weeks when they get their roofs fixed. And why? Because it's cheap. They can sell those things all day long and make a whole lot of money. It doesn't cost them anything. So please, no matter what you're driving, reefer, flatbed, tanker, if you've got to go home and if you want to go home, by all means, secure it. Now, the only other thing want to push is locks on the back of the trailer. Is there anybody in here who uses a lock on the back of the trailer that's not an alloy lock? Anybody? Anybody in here who doesn't like the alloy locks? Man, I want to give away a lock and nobody wants to take it. No, Tom. I only got one of the, you bring me your old one that's wore out and I'll give you a new one. What do you got, sir? Yes, sir. Yeah, so you can get up to $30 for your lock exchange and you can exchange that on either type of lock now. So there's two different types of alloy locks we got out there. We got the new one, which has a cap on the bottom. A couple of the drivers in here have already used it. They like it. It's got different key style for the lock. It's much easier to utilize. And of course, we have the older one that we've always had. So two different styles. Just bring me your lock by today. I'll give you a new one. Yes, sir. Yeah, you can use the glad hand locks. Yes, by all means. Yeah, we would prefer the fifth wheel lock, the kingpin lock, but yeah, you can use those. You can use both. Hey, look, the more you put on a trailer, the more you put on your tractor to secure it, the better it is.
Hey, let's get these questions on the microphone so our folks that are on social media can hear the questions.
Yeah, that is actually a good question. Like, say I'm going to Walmart to shop, drop my trailer, for 30 minutes or whatever at the truck stop. What is recommended, either the glad hand or the kingpin, or are they about the same?
Well, the kingpin lock is good, but here's what I'm going to tell you. If you've got a trailer and you're going to Walmart to shop, I don't want you dropping that trailer. I do not want you dropping that trailer. I would prefer that if you're going to do that, call for an Uber over to Walmart, leave your truck and tractor attached, because I'm going to tell you, it literally takes them 5 minutes to steal that trailer. And all they do is they cruise these truck stops looking for trailers that are just dropped there. And they're going to steal it. I don't care whether it's full or empty. They're going to take it. Anybody else? Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Bill. I tell you what, Dennis, let's do one thing here. Let's get a big shout out there. Let's make sure there isn't a load of shingles stolen. Bill thinks there's a chance. Let's make sure there isn't on our flatbed side.
That's right. Let's have that can-do attitude. We're positive. Yep. Bill, this year's not happening.
It's not happening.
You heard it
way. All flatbed drivers.
We're going to do the right thing every single time. And of course, we get the messages all the time about drivers that don't have the locks on the reefer trailers. We don't pay anybody to go around and telling on you. That's a big social media myth. But at the same time, we do still want you to do the right things. Bill has talked about the lock exchange program. That's how bad we'll take the loss on it. Take the lock, use it. It's important. Empty, loaded, whatever the case may be. Your food, my kids' food are on those trailers. So make sure that we do everything we can to protect them.
Yep, great. So what we got next?
Hey, Ray, we sliding in toward the end,
We are.
right? So,
Military, you want to give a little shout out?
yeah, so you've got on maroon today. That's not red.
No, not really.
It's all right. That's all right. We took a little bit of sabbatical today from one the red. Typically on Fridays we do wear red. If you look around the room, you see some good looking folks in red shirts. Some of them even say Prime. You know, Red Friday. We do that on Fridays. It's an acronym, RED. Remember, everyone deployed. We are a company that pays great homage to the folks in our society and in our company that have served this country. So if you have served this country in the military, if you would give us a chance to properly honor you by standing for just a second. Thank you guys so much. Also, you know, we didn't talk a lot about the Prime mobile app today. Rachel talked a little bit about it from a driver health and fitness standpoint. But if you have any technology questions, especially as they pertain to the Prime mobile app, to my right, we've got the experts. We've got Brianna and Richard over here that's always willing to help. Richard is in a great mood this morning, so he's going to be super social as always. You know, I say that jokingly.
He loves it too. You can tell.
He loves it. He loves it. There you go. So, but we're looking forward to having a fantastic night tonight, and this weekend overall. So I just want to tell everybody, hopefully that you and your families have a safe and prosperous holiday weekend. We thank you so much for the folks that are going to join us tonight and tomorrow. Let's have a wonderful time. But before we get to the end, we've got a few friends that are here with us. So I'm going to ask Brad Quinn to come on, start making your way on up. Joaquin, you might as well come on up and join them. So this is Brad Quinn, one of our outside sales guys, and this is Mr. Steve Wucke, our Vice President of Sales and Marketing.
Say, tell me this, how many people really think Dennis in the morning is going to be modeling somewhere? I mean, he took right to that model in the jacket. I know what you're up to, man. That's
Hey,
good.
you know, side hustle.
So, you know, we talk a lot about our customer base and how fortunate we are to have great customers. And we're really blessed to have one of our very newest but best customers come down and visit with us yesterday and today. This is Brad Quinn. Brad, the show is yours, man.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Good morning. Yeah, it's my special privilege to get to introduce these two guys that drove in. And, you know, it's very nice to have a customer that's only 2.5 hours away from us. Their corporate office is in Shawnee Mission, Kansas, Seaboard Foods. So they have plants in St. Joseph, Missouri, Guyman, Oklahoma, and Sioux City, Iowa. So a year ago at this time, we were handling less than 30 to 40 loads a week. And yesterday we met and went through our numbers. I mean, we've easily overcame those numbers, but you know, now we're handling close to 200 loads a week between those three plants. So, I mean, just, you know, we all know what the economy has been. You know, it's been a little bit softer. You know, all it took was a phone call. You know, Peter took the initiative. We met at Food Shippers again, had dinner, said, you know, we really like to grow our business with Prime. We know you guys have great drivers, great service, great equipment, and we need to improve things. So, I mean, this all started and within 2 months, the numbers just went skyrocketing. So that's all congrats to you. I mean, we got the best drivers out there. You guys make it happen. So I'm going to let these guys, this is Peter Callaghy and Jeff Armstrong. I'll let them speak. And if you guys have any questions for them, but we definitely, you know, they were way away from our top 20, 30, 40, 50. Now they can even hit the top 15 in revenue on a weekly basis. So it's, you know, just a big spark to our network. We certainly appreciate it.
Absolutely. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Brad. You, I think, took pretty much all of my talking points that I had, so I'm going to have to come up with some new stuff now. Thank you for allowing us to come in and join your event. I watch on Fridays pretty regularly, and it's pretty amazing to see everybody, to see all of the talent, all of the family atmosphere, the business that creates Prime, and it's a proud thing to be partnered with. This is my colleague Jeff Armstrong. He is the manager of logistics services at Seaboard Foods. I'm the manager of transportation for North American operations. Seaboard Foods, as Brad said, we're based in Shawnee Mission, Kansas, Kansas City area for most of you. If you don't know us, we've got 3 production plants that we ship out of, and most of you have probably touched them once or twice. We very much appreciate everybody, the whole Prime driver group that services Seaboard. We respect, we appreciate, we thank you for everything you do. And again, thank you for letting us join you at this function. The breakfast was awesome. I definitely tried to not get any on myself, and I picked up a shirt from the company store that reflects what we'd already talked about for honoring the military, and then it's twofold for us since we're Kansas Cityans, and we got a Chiefs game coming up on next Thursday. So go Chiefs as well. That's right.
Yeah, and I just want to echo what Peter had said. We just really appreciate all that you do for us. We realize, that it's not an easy job. We're not necessarily the easiest shipper all the time, but we are working on that. You guys have helped us out tremendously with our Walmart is a big customer of ours, and you guys have helped us tremendously with our OTIF scores. So thank you all for that. That's about all I've got to say. So.
Right. And, just to recap on some of the challenges that have already been discussed as far as economically and geopolitical and everything that affects us here in the United States. Seaboard is unfortunately not immune to some of those challenges, and some of those include labor. And if you've ever loaded at a Seaboard plant, you may have encountered some delays, but just to let you all know that we are actively working on that, and really it's our goal to be a shipper of choice for you all to want to load at our facilities and haul our freight. And again, we appreciate your time and patience and everything that you give to us.
Peter, we thank you, you and Jeff, for taking time to come down and visit with us. A shipper of choice is a great title. And I think a shipper of choice does care about our operators. And I know we had the discussion yesterday about trying to improve some of those areas and maybe even a little more compensation in some of those areas. So these guys are working hard at trying to get you out on time. And we're going to keep growing with you. We plan to keep growing with you. Is that right, Jeff?
That's right. That's absolutely right.
Yeah, we're going to keep you up here until you say the right. Yeah. But and I'll tell you one other thing about Peter. Peter drinks really good tequila. So I'll just leave it at that. Thank you guys very much. Brad, thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody. So it is an exciting weekend, and it's, I'm not going to say old home week because that connotates age, but it's like experience week. We got a lot of our operators that have been very successful at the truck driving championships. Now, here's what I'm going to share with you. They didn't start winning the first time they got out there. So the challenge for you all that have not participated is just to get out there and do the best you can. Yeah, we have a lot of winners out here that have gone to state and national championship driving events, but they work their way through it. So I'd encourage you to get out here and get signed up and participate in that driving championship. It's an interesting experience. You challenge yourself, and you can kind of every year just see how much better you've gotten. So I'd encourage it. Other than that, just in the sales side, we do have a great customer base, and man, those guys came through for us in a big way. Seaboard Foods has been really great for us the last year, and we'll continue to grow. We see a little uptick in volume across our network. We think business is picking up. Obviously, we need it to pick up. We need the load count to move up. You all know that. And that's what we're working on. So making progress. We're really making some tremendous progress, and we're going to keep after it. So this weekend, get over here to enjoy the driving championships if you can. Go to the picnic and eat up. And man, bingo's always big over there. Our vendors, we thank you again over here for supplying us some really super gifts. It's a great time. You'll see a lot of little kids out there running around, eating cotton candy and all that other stuff. So enjoy it. Be over to share with us, and we look forward to it. I'm going to introduce Robert Lowe here. He's the guy that started it. Yeah. And I know he got to get his own microphone because he knows I'm not giving mine up.
I don't want to share. I could catch something from you.
Yeah, you go ahead, man.
Never can tell. I don't know where you've been hanging out, but hey, I'm really looking forward to the picnic. It's a great time. I think John has found some good crab legs this year. So anybody like crab legs? Yeah. And some butter. Yeah. Crab legs and butter. That's good. And then that roasted corn. We have that roasted corn.
Oh, that roasted corn's killer.
Oh, man. Hey,
yeah.
Now we're talking, folks. Yeah, we love this holiday. We love the picnic. Pride and Polish. Go there and look. These folks are working hard on these.
Man,
trucks.
that's special.
And you're gonna see some nice
Unreal.
rides, Steve. Nice rides. Even maybe better than your ride.
Oh, yeah.
Have a nice
Hey,
one.
I'm telling you.
It's not very fast, but it's a nice ride. So anyway, we're really looking forward to this holiday. We want to really thank our friends from Seaboard. They have been so good to us. They have, come on when we really needed business. This is something that we're all about, is taking care of our customers. Now, they're taking care of us when they have lots of other alternatives. They could go to the spot market and get some of those really cheap brokers. They're not interested in that. They're looking for the service that you all provide. So thank you for providing them service, and thank you for providing us good business. They're great.
Robert, I just want to share with you, last night, we were talking about business, and Peter, without being prompted, said he could use some more trailers. I just want you to know that.
Use some more trailers?
Use some more drop trailers. So
Damn,
just want to get that out there in front of you.
Where's Higgins? Don't tell him that. He'll be getting on the phone. He'll buy 1,000 more this morning. I guarantee you. See, he just loves to buy trailers. I can't get ahead, because every time we get a few shekels gathered up, then Higgins spends them just on more equipment. But it's good equipment, and we have some old trailers we're cycling out. Who likes to pick up an old doggy trailer?
Yeah, there you go.
No, nobody. So, we have some during the pandemic, equipment was hard to come by, so we had to hang on to some longer than we wanted to. But I tell you what, Hopkins is getting those things out of here pretty quick.
Quick as he can.
Between tractors and trailers, we're shucking about 100 a week. That's a lot of equipment to be getting rid of, and rightfully so. So keep on selling. Thomas, you had something?
I'd be remiss. I've been doing it for about 20 or so years. Are we going to see you drive out there tonight, boss?
Hey, it ain't pretty when I start driving, but I will. And I just ask you, please, and this, for the sake of safety, stay out of the way. I mean, get way, get way back.
Well, I'm gonna take it a step further. We always challenge you, but I want to know: are we going to see Dennis and Dave out there driving tonight?
I don't. Dennis put the course together, I think, and he's Dave he's got an evil streak in it. So he tries to make it just as hard as he can. Am I lying?
Yeah, you're right.
He tries to make it as hard as he can.
Yes, go ahead.
All right, so I got one more. Steve, every meeting, we always hear that you can't deliver a load on time. You never have. I want to know, can you get one around the course?
That's a damn good question right there. Not to be answered today. Thank you.
So, again, we're really looking forward to the picnic. It's always great to see everybody, see the kids out there. So,
Robert, there's John over there. Hey, John, thank you very much for everything. You got
John's the man with all the food, but we really appreciate those big crab legs. We're looking forward to those. Folks, Again, if you can't make the picnic, I hope you can get by the house. You know, holidays are always special. Keep that equipment safe. God bless each of you and be safe out there.
Hey, Robert, over here. I want to say thank you for everything you've given us. Without you, we wouldn't be here. But I know, like you always say, without us, we've given you. But you've given us a lot too, so thank you.
And well. Thank you for those very kind words. But I don't give it to you. You earned it. You earned it. So it's not a gift. Thanks, folks.